Hello, my friends. I hope you're well out there. Dropping in because I'm bringing Sacred Theatre to Manchester this coming Sunday, and then after this Sunday it becomes a weekly embodiment practice offering for all that feel it. Some people are going to come many times, some will come sometimes, and some might just come once, and you're welcome to be any of those. But I'd love you to come and experience Sacred Theatre. There's a reason that of all the practices and all the things, Sacred Theatre is what I've chosen to devote my time to bringing through to the communities here. I really feel like it is going to support the Manchester community, the individuals and the collective, to deepen and ripen, to come into themselves, to come closer to each other, for the bonds here to strengthen, and for the relationships to mature into their full form. I don't know about you, but can you feel how far apart we are? You know, even after all the work, even after all the journeying, we're still so little with being together, and it's still so tender. It's always going to be tender, but we haven't always been great at meeting that tenderness and knowing how to have the love come alive between us and with us. Sacred Theatre is a really beautiful way for that to be practiced, and for us to ripen and refine how we be as individual beings, but also how we be together. It is a process of deeply seeing each other for all the layers of our being and all the myths that come with us. And we're not here to change those myths, fix those myths, even to come meet them in a way that has an intention of alchemizing. We're here to honor them. We're here to celebrate what comes with us exactly as it is, in the exact stage that it's at. We honor that, we bow to that, we celebrate it. And we do that by revealing it first. So we reveal ourselves, we reveal what lives inside us, and we are seen. We consent to ourselves being seen for what comes with us. And there's a really beautiful field of camaraderie and a really deep bond that forms in places where beings reveal the deeper layers of themselves. They reveal the myths that they carry. They're not fixing, they're not alchemizing, they're not needing to alchemize, they're not trying to change. The deep honor and celebration, that's just a part of a really mature philosophical ground that is what healing grows into as it kind of continues spiraling. You know, as healing, it begins there's a consciousness of healing that ends up being celebration as it spirals through its evolutionary levels. So we celebrate and we honor, and we meet each other in all the layers over the weeks. We from the skin all the way down to the primordial, and there's something really magical about meeting in our primordial nature, and in our exploration of the primordial currents that are woven into our being, that are part of our story. So it really is a process of building relationship with all the layers of ourselves and each other. We build our relationship with all the layers of each other as well. And it begins over time to change how we see each other, how we see ourselves, and how we see the world. So you could think of Sacred Theatre as a temple of becoming, as a place where real, rich, alive humanity is advocated for and held point for. And I truly believe that Sacred Theatre has the potential to be a fire that holds point for a real deepening of the Manchester community and a real ripening of our relationality and our ability to meet relationally, beyond performance, beyond fawning, beyond overactivity. I mean, all of that gets journeyed through the process, but in the end, we find our way to a place of deep okayness and deep honor for each other, deep seeing of each other, and a real beautiful and really beautifully being contacted and changed by each other. You might hear that it takes a village to raise a child. You might know that one, but it also takes a village to raise an elder, and it takes a village to raise an adult. It takes a village to raise a being into itself. And that's what we do for each other. We don't just raise each other, we dream each other. And to dream each other, we have to know each other, to see each other, to have taken in each other. And that dream is woven into sacred theatre. It's a really beautiful, intimate, deep practice with a subtle sense of ceremony in the air, because it is beautiful and rich work. I imagine that each week there may be tears, there may be laughter, there may be beautiful rememberings. Always there will be a journey of ripening for anyone who comes along. Yeah, so I hope that's you. I hope you hear the call, and I suppose the last thing I'd love to name is that there's a genuine prayer in this to change the quality of how the community engages here in Manchester and around the world, really. But let's focus on where we're at. There is a deeper way of meeting, and there's a deeper way of being together, and there are deeper places that we can grow to meet as a community. And this is a space that allows us to practice that. Not just one layer, not just the surface, not just the depths either, but all of them in a really integrated way, building our relationship with all layers of our existence and each other's existence. Yeah. So it's a really beautiful practice. I'd love you to come along and experiment. Yeah, I suppose experiment and experience sacred theatre. It's been really revolutionary in my own life, and yeah, it is a practice that I've been cooking for 12 to 14 years, and I wouldn't have called it sacred theatre 12 to 14 years ago, but it's definitely evolved and grown and deepened, and it absolutely is sacred theatre now, which is beautiful. Not so edgy to call something sacred theatre these days for me. Yeah, so come along. It's really beautiful. It's a practice that has been cooking and stewing for quite a long time, and particularly over these last few years, it's been refined a lot in our immersions and in School of Living Myth and in my own almost daily explorations of it. Yeah. So it's you could say it is an emergent modality. I don't really like the word modality. An emergent ceremonial, emergent way of meeting ceremonially and beautifully and humanly and grittily all at once, and just allowing our humanity to be the very thing that we need. Yeah. How's that sound? You in? You want to come play? It's going to be beautiful, really accessible, and for pretty much everyone, although it does seem to be that people who are pretty journeyed, or who are facilitators or artists or ceremonialists, or just humans who are really invested, seem to do really well with me and in spaces with me. So if that's you, come along. And if you just feel called, it'd be lovely to have you there. Lovely to have all who feel called come and join us. I believe that there can be a proper, genuine social cultural rippling from this thing. I'd love you to come be part of it. Okay, big love to you, and hope to see some of you on Sunday, and if not this Sunday, in some of the weeks ahead. Yeah, thanks for your time.